Paul Pierce, P squared, legendary clutch player, is following up with Kenyon Martin's words. They played in the same era, basically. Let's see what Paul Pierce got to say now about Draymond.
On the court,
listen to this. Listen to this.
Always in the right spot.
I think Draymond is the greatest defender of this new era of the type of basketball.
Sure.
Because of the switching, because he can go all 5 positions. I don't think you can put Draymond defensively in any other era to where he'll be an all-defensive player. But when he has to switch on to Shaq, Alonzo, Dikembe, KG. With that switch, you're gonna have to do a show. That's why people show. That's why people trap. Now, when you can switch on non-post presence players now, it's easier to defend. But when you have to switch on the dude, we're gonna go to this every time down on this switch. Every time down, we're going to the dream Shaq on this switch with him.
So say that Draymond Green would have trouble guarding Hall of Fame.
To say Draymond Green would have problems guarding Hall of Famers, I didn't even want to hear where I think that's Woles, whatever his name was. He was with the Ringer before. I respect you with your little kick update and all that, but bro, we ain't talking about Hall of Famers. We talking about the big dogs, all ball that Draymond got a guard in the other era. The era you know where they say there was no skills at that era, all ball. You heard P squared. He talks a lot. He put a lot of money on the table. He owe a lot of money too, by the way. That's neither here nor there because I do too. But oh boy, what's your reaction to this guy again piling on to the Draymond? Hey, you ain't ish.
I mean, let me know what he said wrong. We can take it a step further. Draymond Green wouldn't even get on the court back in the days. I don't see, I don't know what people want to hear. We in the world of just fabricating and lies and, but Paul Pierce played in an era where you had to be a bad mother, you know what? And he said everything correct. These are things that people are afraid to say. This is why guys like him and Kevin Garnett and certain platforms is never going to be where it's supposed to be at because they don't want to hear those type of things. They want to hear the lies and all the games. And, bro, Draymond Green is not a great defender. I'm sorry. Can he defend in spots? Yes. Can he at times get a deflection or a stop? Yeah, but a lot of guys can do that. I'm for me, Draymond Green, is he an NBA player? Yes. I'm not going to go that far and say he isn't. But when we talk about great defenders, when we talk about legends and Hall of Famers and just, just legendary, bro, he's never going to get brought up. I'm sorry. What he does for Golden State is cool, but I always said this. Out of those 4 championships, the first one, to me, that was a collective. Draymond Green ain't get defensive player or Andre Iguodala got Finals MVP and averaged 14 or some shit. Come on, man. Then the other 2 championships, what happened? Kevin Durant game. Then the 4th one, now granted, he played a part with Punk in Boston, but Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole does not get enough credit for that 4th championship in Golden State. So for me, I think Paul Pierce is just being honest because you got to remember a guy like Paul Pierce who's very underrated at his position. So when they talk about the greatest small forwards of all time, right? His name never gets mentioned. But you know what he always hears? When they talk about great power forwards and great defenders, he is Draymond Green's name. And he's sitting there going, hold up. Fuck is his name being mentioned? And I went against Kobe. Like, to me, that's what it's about. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I agree with everything he said. Draymond Green doesn't stop nobody. He doesn't. You telling me in that era Draymond Green was going to be able to guard Shaq and Tim Duncan and KG and like, come on, let's be real. Let's be real. No. So for me, would Draymond Green have been able to play in that era? No. How? How? He's limited offensively. Limited. He misses layups. He can't shoot. What is he going to do? And then he ain't bringing the ball up in that era. Niggas is guarding you 94 feet. Think about that. Ain't nobody letting him bring the ball up. Niggas like Mookie Blaylock and all them niggas is on his neck. Pause. You crazy? Let me get that. He ain't got no handle. So I just think, a guy like Paul Pierce, listen, man, that's why they call him the truth. It's going to sound like hate, but y'all got to remember, there is a little hate there between him and Draymond. Remember what Draymond told him? Nigga, you ain't Kobe. You ain't going to get the fairway tour and all that. So you got to remember, anytime Paul Pierce can hit below the belt, he's going to do that. And I think Kenyon Martin putting out that list, I think what him and Kenyon Martin going through is super corny, but that's on them. But when Kenyon Martin put out that list, like I said, you got a guy like Paul Pierce going, yo, listen, why did this guy get so much praise? What did he actually do? When it's all said and done, Draymond Green is going to average a triple single. He's going to average single digits in all categories.
For his career.
So when Ja Morant disrespects Klay Thompson, that disrespect should be towards Draymond Green as well. Because what the fuck are you doing right now? Klay Thompson was on that team when they won that last championship. Listen, Paul Pierce is 100% correct. I don't see Draymond Green being able to play in that era, especially starting and being a defensive player of the year. Bro, 6'6", who you guarding? Who you guarding? So for me, what he's able to get away with in this era, with just the blatant flagrant fouls, the offensive picks that are fouls every time. Those are illegal screens every time he screens for Steph Curry. The way he talks, it just is. What Draymond Green gets away with in the NBA in this era is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. But I 100% agree with Paul Pierce. Draymond Green wouldn't be able to play in that era. Because like I said, look at a person like Bruce Brown, right? You know what Bruce Brown could do? He gonna knock down that corner three. What is Draymond Green gonna do in that era? Who is he gonna guard? Come on, bro. It's we gotta start talking basketball and being honest. That's why I say Draymond Green. I thought I would never say this, but I'm mad he got 4 championships. I'm very, hold on, and I'm gonna let you cook. I'm very upset that he has 4 championships because it gives him the right to talk shit. But let's all be realistic. Is Draymond Green more impactful than Derek Fisher?
Yes.
I 100% disagree.
I don't think they're.
You don't have to answer that. I mean, I'm not. We ain't got to go down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying.
It's not a rabbit hole. It's the fact that you comparing Derek Fisher to what he did in his era to Draymond and what he did in his era, and
right,
but those guys in that era, who's gonna come up with Draymond? You can't, like, the fact that he is really one of the faces of Golden State. This team went not just Golden State 4 chips, the most valuable franchise in the league. All these things
that has nothing to do with him.
That has everything. Of course it does. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, KD are soft as hell. Nobody wanted smoke with Draymond Green for whatever reason. I don't care.
They are valuable because of Steph Curry, Fabian.
Yes, they are. But Steph Curry, for some reason, is latching on to Draymond. That's it. So for me, I understand what Paul Pierce is saying because there were too many Draymonds back then. He was actually shooting well from 3 early on in his career, but you had a shoulder injury. All that load management stuff, you ain't gonna do it back then. And like you said, a lot of points you made were great. You're not bringing the ball up with Mookie Blaylock and Kevin Johnson. They ripping you. So in the half court, you will have to adjust. He's gonna be more of a point guard in the half court, or be more of a playmaker in the half court, which I think he could do. And if Bruce Bowen could be a dirty mother lover in that era,
I said Bruce Brown, right?
Oh, I thought you meant Bruce Brown because he hit the corner three.
I meant excuse me. I meant Bruce Bowen for the San Antonio Spurs. Excuse me.
Right, but even then, even a name like Bruce Bowen, that's who he's competing with. I don't because Ron Artest can score back then. You're not in Ron Artest class. He's a two-way player. He's not a high leverage offensive player, but you're not doing what Ron Artest did on both ends to get that name. So back then, Anthony Mason, a lot of tough guys. Maybe you could be in Rick Mahorn's class or something like that. Maybe. But even then, Rick Mahorn was big,
Too
bro,
little. Right, that's
strong.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Too little, bro.
And he maybe you guys are the same height, but in this era, I think that's where he's gonna have to deal with that hate because it is hate. You got 4 rings, but all it does is prove what I've always been saying. Some of these rings, you guys keep giving people rings for what? Giving them props for what? Because they want to ring. Okay, but you still had needed a team. He's the biggest proof of that, and Steph Curry is too. He's not winning without Draymond. That's the part that I disagree with. Like you're going too far. Now we're going
disagree
too
with
far.
that. I
You
disagree
can
with that.
you can, but there's too many times where he literally punked the Boston Celtics. He went into the Boston Garden, or whatever that shit is called, whatever it's called now, and they punked him. The crowd punked him at first. He came back the next game, pulled down on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown even admitted a year later, like, yo, we ready now. What you did to us last year, I acknowledge it, but we ready for that. And he's been doing that his whole career. Now, has he cost them rings? I agree with that. But his legacy, from what you're saying, a lot of these guys, I don't know if Paul Pierce is going to be mentioned before Draymond Green in the legacy of the NBA history. Bro, he's a part of 4 rings. Bruce Bowen, Ron Artest, these guys might not be mentioned before Draymond. This guy's going to be in the media. Bro, I'm just talking about whether you saying who's a better player or not, that's a different discussion. When you talk about this game, defense, he got a defensive player of the year, they're gonna have to mention him. And whether you like it or not. And also, I'll leave you with this point too, because you made a great point. Because I'm thinking as you're talking, why wouldn't he be dope with that Atlanta Hawks, Mookie Blakelock, Matumbo lineup, Stacey Augmon? That would have been a super defensive team. But the problem is, again, you might be just a Bruce Bowen. All them antics you pulling, you ain't gonna be no Rodman. Rodman was wearing wedding dresses out here to get the worm and the Nike signature shoe and all that. Draymond's not getting that unless he's really just gonna be a charismatic dude. And you ain't no Barkley. You ain't no, like, there's real superstars back then. See, back then, even in rap, somebody made this ill point one time. I forgot who said it. I wanted to give them credit. The rappers back then, think about all the rappers, DMX, Big Pun, all these guys, Cam, this is the late 90s rappers. It was almost like the gatekeepers were doing their job. These are the superstars. You put a mic in front of them, their personalities are so crazy. Even Draymond's personality to me is ugly. I don't really want to hear him talk. So I don't see how Paul Pierce is wrong in this, especially since he played back then. He experienced it. And how you put it was amazing. Hold on a second. So I got a Hall of Fame career. I got my Hall of Fame jacket. And you think this guy's going to be running his mouth? Now they see a wounded animal in Draymond. And on the way out the door, Paul Pierce, Kenyon Martin, all these guys from that school are doing what old school dudes do. Yo, dog, in my era, you ain't nobody. You ain't nobody.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Garnett was the first to say it, and everybody jumped on him, but they didn't understand what he was saying. And back then, in the era that Paul Pierce is talking about, like you had to have a skill. Like for me, great. Like I respect that he's in the NBA and he does have 4 championships. You can't take certain things away from him. But when we talk about the game of basketball in certain eras, a lot of dudes wasn't going to be able to play. That's just what it is. Like I said, you little, you ain't strong. Offensively, you're very handicapped. You're a good passer. But at the end of the day,
Even what you said, one of his strongest skill sets with Golden State is setting screens. Imagine him trying to set a screen on. Remember, these ain't no little point guards.
Right.
His screen, that's one of your skills of this era. The reason why that you are that high leverage in this era is because there is no more screen setters. They would have pummeled you back then. They would have set screens on you all day long. That part, I'm totally with you on. And Paul Pierce, bro. Back in the day, you might have been bummage.
And that's for a lot of these guys. Like I remember, man, Paul Pierce era. People really need to YouTube and Google Paul Pierce. Like he was tough, man. And just think about the guys that he had to go up against, the battles he had to go up against. Like you had to earn it for real. Like you ain't got to earn nothing today. Like, we really talk about Draymond as a great defender, and I don't understand why. Like, when we talk about some of the greatest defenders ever, bro, his name should never be brought up with the Ben Wallace and the Dennis Rodmans and the Scotty. Nah, bro, he ain't that.
Yeah,
It's not even
that's
close.
not
No,
it.
but when you have these conversations with some people, they will argue you down, and he will probably argue you down. And my thing is, just be honest, bro. You taking advantage of this era. That's all. This era is super cupcake. Super cupcake.
One thing I disagree with you on, and we don't have to go back and forth about it. I like that the players are talking like this, because for a long time, you guys were complaining about the media members calling players names and everything, and now they're doing it. So I don't mind them just in real time going, oh, so this is the game. This is how we talk. You just were upset with the media members doing it because you feel like Skip Bayless, Nick Wright. You ain't got no sweat equity in talking like this. We really play ball, and it's way more fun to hear Paul Pierce potentially go back and forth with Draymond right now. Because I dare Draymond to come out and say something about him like he did Kenyon Martin. Paul Pierce is a big time trash talker, and he was busting everybody's ass. Your favorite player in crunch time, big moments, he lived for it. His best friend, a lot of people say that's Draymond, Zaddy, LeBron. Paul Pierce was smoking him. So I would love nothing but for Draymond to respond so that Paul Pierce can be like, yo, are you crazy? You know what my nickname is, bro? What's your nickname? I got like, this is a different level. So I want to see more of this. I want to, AllBall.
Yeah, but this is sports. This is what sports is. And for me, that's what the game is missing. Just that talking shit. We all played ball before, whether it was, outside in the playground or in school, at a high level or at a low level or no level. But still, that's what the game comes from. And that's the part that everybody tends to forget. All Paul Pierce is saying is, nigga, you ain't shit. I'm nice. That's what this shit is about. And now, Draymond, prove him wrong. I want to hear you break down, like when they asked that question, I think it was him and Shaq, and Draymond had with a straight face said, "We will beat y'all." And Shaq is going, "Well, who's going to guard me?" And you gonna make a straight face, like, come on, bro. So that's my problem with a lot of the players today. It's like, yo, man, like, seriously, how are you going to defend that? Just be honest. So I love what Paul Pierce did, and I 100% agree with him. It's not my hate for Draymond. It's just, being my age and watching the game. Yo, bro, you couldn't have played in that era. I'm sorry. Like people could say what they want. You can bring up the 4 rings, all that dumb shit. All right, cool. That's why I say, if we're gonna glaze Draymond, then you have to glaze Robert Horry. You have to glaze Derek Fisher. Like, these guys, like Derek Fisher was clutch, bro. People could laugh at him and joke and all that shit with him and homie on the basketball court. When they asked late great Kobe Bean Bryant, with you, nigga said Derek Fisher, bro. He was
Congrats.
tough, he was hard nosed, and he knew how to play the game, and he was clutch. So that's my problem with when we talk sports. We glaze Draymond, but it's guys that were just as important. The only thing he got above Robert Horry is a defensive player of the year. But tell me how much better Draymond Green is than Robert Horry.
I think skill wise, Robert Horry was better. He was like a poor man Scotty when he was younger, but in terms of impact on just their team, I don't think that's close. Like Draymond is 82 game, bro. He's a starter. He starts for them. Robert Horry was not a starter on every single team. He was a hired gun.
Right, but listen what I'm saying, bro. Whether you started or not, who cares about that? I'm saying guys were actually going, yo, go get Robert Horry, bro. Organizations and teams were going, go get Big Shot Bob for that 1 year. Come on, we can't ignore that.
We can't. But then so Steve Kerr was better than Draymond. Everybody, like, all these role players are better than Draymond. Draymond's not just a role player, bro. He's a tool. He impacted the game 2 ways. He just did. Like on offense, he's really running the show because they had to push Steph Curry to the 2 guard. We can't say that about Robert Horry. Robert Horry ain't pushed nobody to no other position. This guy's running the point guard for his squad. I get what y'all saying, but if you throw him into the old era, then no, this ain't even a conversation. That's not a conversation. But what you're saying is you're taking away his accolades for now, and you can't do it because nobody did what he did. You couldn't just put anybody in there and it promised to win. You just can't.
So that's where we're gonna always disagree. Draymond Green gets away with playing that position because there's no defense. If somebody picked Draymond Green up 94 feet, you think he'd be able to run the point, bro? Like,
No.
let's be like so that's my point. And my thing is, those championships, did he play a part? Yes. But let's be for real. They was gonna win them championships. If you take Draymond Green out and put someone else, how that team was constructed, that offense they ran, and how they was coached, bro, they had Kevin Durant in his prime, and Kevin Durant was playing hella defense and was probably the most offensive firepower in the league for those couple years. So for me, I can't agree with they wouldn't have won if Draymond wasn't there. If you put somebody else in that slot, I'm sorry, they still winning.
I don't know if they get past Portland. I don't know if they get past Houston. I don't know if they get past San Antonio or Kawhi got hurt. I don't know if they beat Cleveland some of those years. I don't know because Draymond really did mean that much. And before he tore his shoulder up, he was shooting way better. Like I know it sounds crazy, and because he's so blatant at being, just rambunctious, it doesn't seem like we should be thinking this. But I'm not taking away what he did in this era. I'm not taking away someone who's exposing everything about this era. Y'all need me because you want to go viral. He's only in the league because for reasons that have nothing to do with basketball, in my opinion. So everything I'm saying right now, it sounds like I'm agreeing with you, but I don't want to take away what he's done either. As much as we don't like him, I can't front on him.
Well,
he killed the game.
I disagree, and let me just say this. I'm gonna end mine with this. If he was that great, if they couldn't win without him, why did he run with everybody else to go get Kevin Durant? Why was it reports that they all agreed we was not going to beat them guys? But Draymond Green is that great of a defender, and they would have won no matter. So for me, that's where everybody lose me at. Meet up. Remember, you part of being up 3-1 and lost. You part of that, bro. Clay got hurt. Clay got hurt. KD got hurt. Y'all played Toronto. Where was you at? I'm just saying, like I said, we can't take away the 4 chips, but come on, man, there was some hiccups, and he's never going to get the blame for that. Why? Because he don't deserve it. Because he ain't that guy.
Right.
He ain't that guy. So I just think what Paul Pierce said is 100% correct, and I think it's coming from, of course, he doesn't like Draymond, and that's fine. And Draymond probably don't like him, but the truth is, I'm sitting over here, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever do it. But my name is never brought up. But when they talk about your position, nigga, they talk about you, and it's like, nah, bro. So I love what he said. But I got to give a big shout out to Kevin Garnett, who opened up them can of worms. He was the first for me to really be like, yo, a lot of these dudes couldn't play in our era. He didn't name no names. But when he said that, he was talking about guys that's superstars today. So if some of these superstars couldn't play in that era, how the fuck is Draymond Green going to play in that era? Come on, man. Let's be for real. And KG and these guys, dogs. KG came out of high school, played at the highest level, and he played against everybody. You heard the stories he had against Mike. So he played against Mike, Shaq, Kobe, everybody.
You know what's funny? When Kenyon Martin talks about it, he's like Antonio Davis, Dale David. They would have been like any of these games that Draymond would have tried, and Dale Davis,
out, bro. You kidding me?
Would have crushed him like a paper ball.
Come on, bro. And that's something that everybody is scared to talk about because everybody wants to be friends with people. And nobody wants to be honest and talk basketball. Is he an NBA player? Yes. I'm not gonna disagree with that. But you're not telling me in that era Paul Pierce is talking about Draymond Green is a factor. Draymond Green might not be able to get on the court, bro. He definitely ain't a starter. He definitely not a starter. Imagine him trying to guard Rasheed Wallace. Think about the power forwards. Like Paul Pierce said, before we run, we got a lot of great basketball minds. Big shout out to the chat. Hit that like button, share, like, subscribe. Think about the power forwards that Draymond Green would have had to guard night in and night out. Come on, bro. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
And even with Sean Marion's a good name, Turbo. Imagine Draymond trying to bring the ball up, and Sean Marion pulls up on you. Tayshaun Prince pulls up on you.
Oh, bro, let me get that. You kidding me? You kidding me?
Yo, they will. If even Kenyon Martin,
right?
They would have
been saying.
They would look at the camera like, "Oh my God, food, guard."
Come on, bro. So that's something that. Come on, man. We like I said, we love the game. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Like, come on. So he wouldn't have had a shot. And I get where Paul Pierce is going. Sometimes, man, when you legendary, you watching all this nonsense, you want to get in on it. And you tired of it. Like, I'm being honest, bro. I can imagine how some niggas feel when Draymond Green talk. Seriously.
It's like,
I mean, niggas probably gonna go, yo, my nigga, you ain't shit, bro. Get the fuck up out of here. Seriously. Well, what's my guy from Memphis? I always forget his name. He played with us with the Knicks for a bit.
Zach Randolph.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. That niggas like Zach Randolph is probably in their mind going, man, these niggas ain't shit. Come on, man. So that's the part that, you know, I don't want Draymond Green to say nothing back because it's you know, it's almost like having an argument with somebody and they got more money than you. You know what they're gonna go to? I got more money than you. What Draymond Green gonna say is I got 4 rings. Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. That ain't basketball talk. That's not the concrete talk.
But that's why that's what I want him to answer back, Paul. Because Kenyon Martin, you could kind of duck it now. Like, it's not worth it. And this, that, and the third. Yeah, okay. Now we're talking to a champion. Now we're talking to somebody that's a factor in a championship. When that Kobe, when that LeBron, say something to Paul Pierce. Remember, like you said, this is unsettled smoke from that comment he made to Paul Pierce. You ain't getting no farewell tour. This is unsettled smoke. Paul Pierce is licking his chops like this. Yo, Dre, say I dare you. I dare you.
And I think a lot of players is just they fed up with Draymond, bro. I don't even think it's coming from a place of hate. I think Kenyon Martin, like, I remember niggas kids playing the league. So you got a nigga like Kenyon Martin go, I wish you would do that to my son, nigga. I think Paul's deep in this shit. Like, come on, man. Some of these dudes watch the game and they just be like, yo, bro, you a little too full of yourself, my nigga. You ain't like that. Yeah, we know you got the 4 chips, but just imagine if Kenyon Martin played with Curry and Clay at that time. You telling me they ain't winning no championships? You telling me they're not getting 2 out of 6? Okay, let's say they don't get 4. But you telling me they not getting none? I don't think. Listen, I don't know if none of these guys is great defenders. Because we know what I told y'all, for me, Ron Artest is one of the most underrated defenders ever. But when you got guys like him and Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman and Gary Payton, like you said, these niggas got nicknamed the glove, bro. Like, come on.
What is his
when you got guys like Scottie Pippen, who some people say he might be the greatest defender we've ever seen. He's legit guard every position. Come on, bro. The niggas ain't getting brought up in those conversations. I'm sorry. So, big shout out, to Paul Pierce for, always keeping it real, man, and telling the truth. No pun intended. Big shout out to the truth. Fuck you, though. You're a Boston Celtic. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but I love you anyway, nigga.
And just in case we think we're
what
joking.
is Draymond averaging this? What is his career average?
Wait, he does have a nickname. Day, the Dancing Bear, Dre.
We should. I see. Yo. What's his average? Go down to his average. Yeah, that picture is terrible.
Yo, remember yesterday we said, yo, what they call Carl when he's a baby? That's the nickname they called you when you were 2 years old, Draymond. Get the fuck. That was your defensive player of the year nickname? Day, the Dancing Bear, Dre. They call you that. Come on, yo. Is
What
career
is
average?
he? Yeah. Come on, bro.
Come on.
No, I just seen it.
Why we want to depress the 8.7?
No. Like, come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. Come on, get the fuck
Mr.
out of here, man.
Mr. Triple Single.
Come on, bro.
Woo.
Kidding me? I mean, like how long are we gonna let him get away with 6-6-3? Like, seriously. Like, this has been forever. Like, come on, bro. Stop it.
Yo, Q Burrow, Carlos Boozer's little son will dunk Draymond through that. Carlos Boozer's son looked like, I don't know where he was made at.
He a man child. Yeah, that's a fact.
Dog, what the hell is that? Oh, ball?
Yeah. Big shout out to him, his brother, and Kenyon Anthony. They just signed to the Jordan brand.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Boozer brothers and Kenyon Anthony, and it's a young lady. I forgot the young lady name, but big shout out to them. They just signed to Jordan brand. Yep.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.